Hey everyone, I'm Michael, and this is my first ever top 10 list. I'm a massive geek. I can probably tell you everything about anything geeky, especially if it's to do with comics. But I'll admit, I'll probably get something wrong, or maybe there's an iteration I haven't seen, as I mostly stick to the main storyline, and not the alternate versions much. But as things are, when it comes to the Batman, it's safe to say, I do know everything. Every main canon adversary, every movie, both animated and live action, every saga the character has been through, and every Robin, Batgirl and Batwoman. Okay, maybe not Batwoman, but definitely Batgirl. Now, Batman is the pinnacle of heroes. He works alone and is self-sufficient for the most part, but, as the saying goes, no man is an island. And Batman's continent and world is full of so many amazing characters, but I'm here today to say about my top 10. So here are my top 10 Batman characters. Now remember, this is all just my opinion, and I apologise if your favourite character doesn't make the list.
My name is Hugo Strange, Chief of Psychiatry here at Arkham Asylum. Please come in.
Professor Hugo Strange was introduced in Detective Comics issue 36, and is an odd man who's obsessed with Batman to the point he knows his secret identity. He often wonders if Batman is not only the cause of the villains, but also the catalyst for the destruction of Gotham, as bigger, more dangerous crimes only started to be committed when Batman arrived. Strange is a scientist that often poses as a doctor, even though he does have a medical degree in psychology. He does this to commit vile experiments on people. In the Arkhamverse, he took over Arkham Asylum, then teamed up with Ra's al Ghul to cleanse Gotham of crime. In the Batman, he was the head of Arkham Asylum, and posed as an insider for Batman in the asylum when he was really trying to find out more about Batman and maybe even unmask him. And in the comics, he's an intelligent man trying to take down Batman through manipulation and cunning tricks through his villains.
What we've done is merged the DNA of this modus rotundus, the vampire bat, into the human chain. This breakthrough it will prevent and cure deafness in all humanity. How was that?
Perfect, sweetie.
Dr. Robert Kirkland Langstrom, introduced in Detective Comics issue 400, is a scientist trying to find a cure to deafness through the study of bats, a noble effort as he too was deaf. He respected bats and their sonar abilities, and wanted to find a way to transfer these abilities to humans to help make people's hearing better, with the main goal being the eradication of deafness. So, when he made his formula, the noble doctor decides to test it on himself. While it works initially, there is a horrible side effect. He becomes Man-Bat, a raging monster with no control over its actions, attacking people and committing other crimes, while the fair doctor has no idea. That is, until Batman takes him in. He may not seem like he belongs on this list, but it's really the tragedy of his Jekyll and Hyde situation that tugs at my heartstrings and makes me feel that he really is just a man trying to help people, and is a victim to his own hubris.
My side works within the law. My side doesn't leave suspects with broken bones and missing teeth. We've earned Gotham's respect.
James Jim Worthington Gordon, the Commissioner of the GCPD. He was first introduced in Detective Comics issue 27. Jim is great because, although in most origin stories he's against Batman, as Batman goes against the law rather than through or beside it to take down criminals, he does share Batman's sentiment. Gotham is a corrupt city that needs law brought to it, and he usually comes around to help Batman in the end, giving him intel, support, and getting on the scene to take the culprit to Blackgate, or Arkham, all while telling Batman he should try to do things by the book. Heck, he even was Batman for a time in the New 52, sporting a new haircut and a supersuit. Jim Gordon's pretty much one of the greatest characters, because not only is he in the police force, he's also a father. So, wanting Batman to do things by the book not only protects himself, but also his family.
Have you no poetry in your soul, my dichotomous friend? There is a certain stark beauty to this environment.
Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot, or the Penguin, was introduced in Detective Comics issue 58, and he's an old-timer, a gangster with a real sense of Gotham's underbelly. He's been around for years, as part of the Mafia, and creating his own crime empire, having most of the city underfoot, That is, until Batman came around and ripped Penguin off his perch, showing Gotham that he was just like any criminal scum, and that he wasn't untouchable despite his money and influence. This is what started the war between Penguin and Batman, but for the most part, Penguin tries to keep his criminal activity out of the Bat's all-seeing eye, now working through the underground and making dealings with mercenaries to do the dirty work that he once did himself. A rivalry also exists between the Cobblepots and the Waynes, as both families were incredibly wealthy within Gotham, though the Waynes had far much more and were charitable, whereas the Cobblepots were simply elites. The Penguin is simply an old-time mafia boss with some cool gadgets up his umbrella, but he's cool, slick, and definitely intimidating despite his small size.
My God. Yes. It would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed.
Dr. Victor Freeze was introduced in Batman issue 121. Freeze is one of the more tragic characters on this list, as his wife Nora was stricken with an incurable disease, so using his knowledge of cryogenics, he freezes her, putting the love of his life into suspended animation, until he could discover a cure. However, this was all destroyed as Ferris Boyle, his boss, discovered he'd been using Gothcorp tech, and pulled the plug on Freeze's wife. Freeze tried to stop him, but was knocked into a dangerous mix of chemicals that changed his body chemistry, making him unable to survive out of sub-zero temperatures, forcing him to create an exosuit to allow him to walk around and to commit crimes to fund his research.
I don't know what clouds your judgment worse, your guilt or your antiquated sense of morality. Bruce, I forgive you for not saving me.
Jason Peter Todd was first introduced in Batman issue 357. He was originally very similar to Dick Grayson in pre-Crisis, and he was rather well received. However, post-Crisis, they changed him to be more impulsive, arrogant, and kind of a brat, to the point that his first time meeting Batman was him trying to steal the tyres off of the Batmobile. He started off as Robin, however, due to his poor reception after post-Crisis, he was soon killed off in Batman: A Death in the Family, in which he is tricked into seeing his real mother and then trapped by the Joker, who proceeds to beat him to death with a crowbar, then blow him up, all before Batman has a chance to save him. But don't worry, the tortured boy returns as the warped and deranged Red Hood in the arc Batman Under the Red Hood, in which he seeks revenge with guns, a big no-no for bats. However, after this endeavour, he renounced his anti-hero ways and teamed up with Batman, and has become a loved member of the Bat family.
Today is the day the clown cried. And he cries not for the passing of one man, but for the death of a dream. The dream that he would someday taste the ultimate victory over his hated enemy.
The Joker was first introduced in Batman issue 1. Now I know it's cliche to have the Joker on a top 10 best characters list, but to be honest, he is one of the best Batman characters ever. He's dark and mysterious, just like Batman, but unlike Batman, we don't know his true backstory, we don't know his name. Go away, Rebirth, I haven't read you yet. And all in all, we have no idea what or who he is. And that's what makes him so great. He's an agent of chaos, a man who lives to bring chaos everywhere he goes. But there is a plan to the chaos, and that plan is joy. All he wants is to see the world laugh. He just wants people to smile. But sadly for the Joker, nobody gets the joke.
Oh, come on, Puddin'. Don't you want to rev up your Harley? Vroom, vroom.
Harley Frances Quinzel was first introduced in Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 8, as Joker's sidekick, a somewhat parallel to Robin. However, this little bird is only there because the Joker seduced her. He warped her mind, and through abuse, he made her love him to the point she just can't let him go. At least until the New 52. But Harley isn't a cold-blooded criminal. She was just a smart girl warped by an even smarter man. Harley has a heart of gold, saving animals, helping kids, and various other things, even if her morals are a little skewed, thanks to the Joker messing her up. But she is a villainess, and one of the New Age Gotham Sirens. Along with her partner Poison Ivy and occasional friend Catwoman, she wreaks havoc across Gotham streets, be it with Mr. J or with the Sirens.
what am I gonna do? If Gil's involved in this, there's nobody I can trust. And if Batman's not around...
Barbara Gordon was introduced as Batgirl in Detective Comics issue 359 and as Oracle in Suicide Squad issue 23. Babs is a great character because she is a strong, independent female who is resourceful, intelligent, and an amazing gymnast. Her most tragic moment happened in the graphic novel The Killing Joke, when the Joker comes to her front door and shoots her point blank through the gut, breaking her spine. Although he didn't know she was Batgirl, he knew she was Commissioner Gordon's daughter and connected to Batman, so shooting her was a double whammy. Luckily, she has survived this encounter and returned as Oracle, the Bat family's tech girl, taking over for Alfred and helping Batman from the clock tower and occasionally the Batcave, using high-tech detailed maps to help him track villains around the city. Then in Batgirl Volume 4, Issue 1, she returned as the titular hero, Batgirl, bringing her striking red hair back to the dark rooftops of Gotham City. And the number one Batman character is...
Late night playing cards, Master Bruce.
Something like that. How did you know?
I believe tradition calls for hiding these up one's sleeves.
Was that sarcasm, Alfred?
Mild teasing at best. I'm being uncharacteristically gentle with you, mainly because you're bleeding all over my nice clean floor.
Alfred Thaddeus Crane Pennyworth. First introduced in Batman issue 16, this man is the super butler. He was an actor, a soldier, a military medic, a security guard, and many other origins, but most of all, a man of etiquette and outright Britishness. He's a sarcastic man with little time for fools and a deep love for Bruce, serving as a secondary father figure and a reluctant but supportive aide in Bruce's crusade for justice. Alfred Pennyworth is the man you would want by your side no matter what. He'll be there to mend bones, stitch up wounds, and give wisdom that only a man with his experience can. Mr. Pennyworth, we salute you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, then please like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave your favourite Batman character in the comments down below.